pouring down with fluid hail! Oh my god! Who am I? Oh my god! I know who I am! I am... Oh my god! Stormrockboy13! The storm's now arrived.
Hey guys, Stormboy13 here. Yeah. This is... If you're wondering if it sounds a little bit different, I haven't tried it out yet live, so I don't know what it'll sound like. But yes, bought a new camera not long ago, so this will be brand new, hopefully for next year or two. So you may get used to the new sound thing or whatever, the quality of the video. But yes, doing a different video today. It's about weather. Sorry this was placed out like this. I didn't actually want to hold it because it's new, so if it's in a weird position I do apologise, but at least I managed to keep it in that position, so I'll try and keep my eyes focused on the new lens. Ooh. But yeah, this video today is about Stormboy13 does a weather quiz. Yep. I will show you that page in a sec. And this is the page called links on it on there, iteslj.org/questions. I will copy that link and I will comment on the weather channels, and I recommend you should test yourself on these as well about conversation questions of the weather, which if you're interested in it, I recommend you should give it a go and record yourself on there and post it on there and then comment me about it as well, see how you do. So let's go with it. So there's lots of them. It's up on there on the page. So let's get started. So I'm just going to go scrolling through because there's tons of them. But so this is generally, in case you're wondering where this is East Midlands in UK in England. So here we go. So what's your favourite season and why? Difficult. I mean, I do have, it's torn between summer and autumn, or fall in the US, but in England we call it autumn. But I would say for some reason autumn, just because, not generally about the weather, but because of the landscape and, you know, the atmosphere and, you know, the colours, it stands out well. And I think that's why I like autumn the most, because of the way the colours. There's a calm feeling, well, on calm days when the sun is out and when it's crisp, it's beautiful. I'll say it's autumn. Are there any special traditions associated with different seasons in your country? Well, Christmas, winter, yeah. Other than that, winter's boring. I don't really follow any special traditions that I totally follow. I'm not into Halloween much. Some holidays is summer, that's what I can say. Easter for spring, not really into Easter much now, but no, I don't really follow any special traditions. Have you ever been caught in bad weather? If so, what did you do? Well, I think there's a very brief video I'll show you.
Hello! This is Sky Fortune! And it's pouring it down with fluid hail! Oh my god! Oh, where's my umbrella when I need it?
That was the hailstorm video. Nothing as severe as it is in the USA, but still, getting caught in a hailstorm, that's probably as severe as I got caught out in. So it was quite scary stuff. It wasn't that scary, I'm overreacting. But basically, hail falling in like 40-50 miles per hour, I don't know, but hitting on your head, and even though they were quite small, like pea-sized hail, not that pretty. So, but that's what I've been caught out. Nothing extreme than that in this country. What crops are produced in which seasons in your country? I'm not going to answer that. I don't know about crops. Do you think weather patterns are changing? If so, why do you think this is? Do I think weather patterns are changing? It could be something to do with global warming, statistically. But I think it's weather in the UK has always been rather changeable. I mean, we know the temperature will be the big key to the difference of the answer. So I can't really say this weather patterns changing. At least in this country, it could be in like other parts. Maybe about the temperature, but maybe not so much about the weather at this stage. But it could be more rain to come in the near future. But that's what I know about it. But other than that, no, I don't know much about weather patterns changing. We always get changeable weather since I was born. Do you have any disasters in your country which are caused by weather? Well, occasionally we have floods, but other than that, when we get above average rainfall for quite an extended period of time. But other than that, I don't think... no, I don't think... I don't have... Not any major disasters that I've witnessed. So, apart from flood, and I've maybe the odd extreme thunderstorm a couple of years ago. No, I don't think so. We're quite lucky. Do you know any interesting myths or stories about weather? That's difficult. Well, I don't know about stories or myths or whatever, but I do know a very famous quote, which I'd love about. Life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass, it's about learning to dance in the rain. May use one of these on my about statistic page maybe another day. But no, I don't really follow much weather stories, surprisingly. I'm not even into like book reading or whatever. Do you like snow? Yes, I do like snow. Shame we don't get them this often. Which do you like better, hot weather or cold weather? I like both, but I would say hot weather just because that's what I just prefer really. And going to like hot places, and it improves your mood. And even when it's not always dry, sometimes humid air, like humid rain, can improve your mood by up to 60%. Did you know that? Anyways, do you have snow in your country, in the UK? Yes, occasionally, but not as severe or prolonged as it is in the USA. We only get like 2 to 3 snow days per year on average, but sometimes we can get more depending on the jet stream and the weather conditions. Do you have hail? I just mentioned, yes, we do get them from time to time, but again, nothing too severe. Do you have frozen rain? Very rarely, only when we have really cold air in our country. Do you have typhoons? No, don't have typhoons, not in the UK. What month gets the most rain in your country? I probably would say... I know it's one of the winter months, but I think... oh, it's changeable. I would probably say it's in the winter months, and I think probably December. That's what I can remember. We usually get the most amount of... Well, that's why I think we usually have the most amount of rain. But even the months following up to December can also be fairly wet sometimes. I know winter's the wettest time of the year, so I would probably go for December, but I'm not 100% certain, because any months can bring in plenty of rain. What month gets the most rain around here? Again, same. It varies from year to year. So, December, again, probably. But again, I'm not going to be 100% certain on that, because it's changeable in our country. About how many inches of rain does your hometown get per year? Per inches, probably a couple of 100 millimeters. On average per month, we get about 50 to 60 millimeters. So we probably end up getting around just between 500 and 700 millimeters of rain statistically per year. Maybe a bit more than that, maybe high hundreds, but yeah, that's what I would say. What's the average temperature in the country in summertime? Between 18 and 22 degrees Celsius. How about in the winter? About 6 to 8 degrees Celsius. Do you get tornadoes where you are from? Very rarely. I'll show you a very brief clip. We had a brief mini sort of tornado-like wind which affected our region back a couple of years ago, which I've managed to film, which was my first ever YouTube video. Oh my god, that complete... Whoa! Oh my god! Yeah, that shit was crazy. But other than that, no. Very rarely again. UK gets about 30 to 35 tornadoes per year. To witness it is like once in a lifetime. Do you get typhoons? No, we don't get typhoons. Do you have frost? Yep, we get about, on average, I would say, probably about 15 to 20 frosty nights per year, generally in the winter. Do you think that in recent years we're losing our 4 distinct seasons? No, from where I am, I still believe we get typical variations of each season with spring, summer, autumn, winter, although weather's generally changeable, so no, I don't, at least not now, I don't think we're losing any of these distinct the seasons. What kind of climate do you prefer when choosing a place to go on vacation? Probably hot and humid and wet. Yeah, that's what I would prefer. Probably like, particularly in, well, I don't know, if going to Florida or something, that's what I would prefer. It's great for me. Anyways, what is the best season to get married? I'm not a relationship kind of person, but if I have to, I guess I'll probably go for summer, due to the best chances of the sunshine, but I'm not that of a love person, so I'm not gonna dwell on this one. Can you think of other activities in which one season may be better than another? Well, again, I go for summer, because in the winter it's cold and it's mostly raining, so, and it cancels your activities altogether, and plus the ground will be wet, whilst in the summer you have more chance of play. If like you're playing cricket or tennis, then yeah, I'll go for summer again. What are the seasons? Not answering that, I know what those are. What is the hottest season? What is the coldest season? In your opinion, which season is the most beautiful? There you go, that's a better one. Spring. Mine were most favourite, but yes, spring is most beautiful. I love seeing the flowers pop up in loads of trees and the fresh colour on the leaves. I love seeing them, especially around April, May time. It's beautiful. Which season is the most comfortable for you? Very difficult. I like all seasons. Again, autumn's my favourite. Most comfortable season. Yeah, I guess I'll say summer, just because of how you feel with the air and it's great, and you don't feel cold as much. So I guess I'll say summer. Why do you think spring or another season is the most beautiful season? That's ironic. I just answered that. I just said it's flowers. Everything lives up again. Like in winter, all dies out and things come back or come to life. So, and it improves the mood and the atmosphere, especially when the sun's out. Gorgeous. Have you ever been stranded in a snowstorm? What did you do? I don't think we don't get much snow, or not as much snow than it is in other countries. If I did ever get stranded, then I just probably either call the police if services are available, or just having to find if I was lost, I have no choice. If I have to find a building or something to stay as warm as possible, that's what I would do. But I'm not entirely sure, but that's what I would probably do. Do you think weather affects the way people feel? Probably. Like, when some cases in France, for example, when the weather was like quite a blustery, windy day, it actually puts people in a bad temper. I read a book about it once, but that's what could affect the way people feels. And I guess when humidity's high, I guess it could also put people in a bad mood, not just in the UK, but like most parts as well, before storm hits, for example. Just saying. How can weather conditions affect the economy and social life in countries? How can extreme weather conditions affect the economy and social life in countries? The economy and social life and cultures. I'm not sure. I don't follow economy and politics and at all. But I guess I would say one thing. For example, for the EU referendum, I think it was last year June. If there was flooding, people wouldn't be able to get to vote, like there was the case in London last year June. That was a difficult time. And it's also to do with transport as well. If you're travelling from work not by car but by other mode of transport and it gets disrupted, you can't be able to get to, like, for example, the voting politics on time or whatever. Yeah, that's what I would say. That can affect. That's one of the reasons why it can affect the economy. I had to just stop the video and just check how long. This is going to be a very long video, but I'm scrolling through it as quick as I can. But it's good though to take part on this. We're almost there. Do you think weather patterns are changing? I'm not going to answer that because I've already just had that question. If so, what do you think is causing these changes? Well, if it was, I know it's something to do with global warming, which changes the weather. We know the jet stream can change as well. The types of the different air masses for like the colder air north, more humid, hotter air, tropical air further south, interfering with the low and pressures and high pressures, and in the way I would say in the future it could. The weather systems won't change much, but the type of weather that we may get in the future, given with the more difference of temperature, is more extreme. That's what I would say is causing the change. But I guess we will still get some rain and dry spells. Just when we get more hotter summers, it dries up quickly. So that's why we have to rely on rain a bit more. What are the different kinds of weather? I don't understand what that means. What are different kinds of weather? It's like high pressure, which just means dry, settled weather. Low pressure means wet and sometimes windy weather. And also, like sometimes we get high pressure. We can sometimes see fog, depending on what the ground temperature and the air temperature is, and how that mixes up, creating fog. We most likely get them in the autumn in this country, in the UK. But that's what the different kinds of weather are. What is the weather like in your country for each season? Okay, well, spring is actually the most dry out of the 4 seasons, and we get the most sunshine as well. Still can't rule out we will see some wet days on some average spring days and some windy spells as well, which is nothing too unusual. Summer, well, we can get some nice warm days, but other people complain that it's cold, it's wet, and we do sometimes get rain or occasionally strong winds, and yeah, we also can see occasional thunderstorm activity. We do usually get 1 or 2 periods of Spanish plume thunderstorms which we get in the country per year. Other than that, not as much as in other hotter countries because we're an island and we're most likely getting these changeable weather conditions with the Atlantic Ocean, which way the jet stream carries the weather. Whilst in Europe, they're more likely to be prone to drier, warmer weather in some months because of the Azores High located around in the southern parts of the Atlantic Ocean, Pacific Ocean. Autumn for our country, usually September is nice. We do get some nice warm days. Then usually weather goes downhill in October onwards. Some dry spells, but usually get the first signs of real heavy rains and strong blustery winds. There will be some sunny days when we get high pressure. Usually when we get to late October, when we get sunshine, the air turns colder, but we can get crisp days and then frosty nights. And it's sort of similar to November, but as well, and probably truly unsettled around then. Very wet and windy weather at times, usually on average November day, but there will be some dry spells as well. And for winter, probably the wettest out of the 4 seasons. Not as much sunshine. February's the dullest month, and we do see quite a bit of rain. And okay, as I said, sometimes with jet stream, the way the winds circulate, when we get colder air, we can see snow, but not as often. But that's what the weather is like in the UK for each season. How does weather affect your attitude? It doesn't really affect me by any means, whether I was happy or stressed. Rain or shine doesn't affect my mood whatsoever. That's just me. What is the relationship between weather and natural disasters? Weather is like everything. Rain, shine, snow, you name it. Natural disasters, we'll say a very unusual weather pattern occurred. We get, like, for example, we usually receive around 50-60 millimetres of rain in an average month. We had about 300 millimetres in 1 month, and natural disaster, there could be landslides, well, I'm not sure if it is common in this country, but mudslides, landslides, flooding, possibly power outages as well, or, yeah, that's natural disaster, that's unusual weather. How do you depend on the weather reports on TV? I don't depend 100%, but I think I don't take the temperature too granted, if you know what I mean. Like if they forecast sunshine showers, I expect there will be at least 1 or 2 showers. But if predicting and like analysing data on the weather, you can't be sure. It's never an easy job. Even if I was doing that job, I wouldn't say it's the easiest in the world. So depending on it, I trust the weather forecast. I usually trust BBC Weather. I don't trust any other weather sites. They usually give false information, or if not, they don't get it spot on. So I depend on BBC Weather. If you don't know what that is, if you're watching this in another country, it's like a UK version. It's the most popular broadcast BBC Weather on television. I don't know what America is, because I don't know America as much, but it's UK. But yeah, BBC Weather usually gives the most accurate forecast. Secondly will be Met Office, just because they know what the outcomes could potentially be, because they don't usually just focus on one. They can focus on other possibilities of what weather could occur in the next few days. That's why I depend on BBC Weather. A few more. How do television stations secure weather reports? That's a difficult one, actually. How do television stations secure weather reports? Probably like Met Office, for example, if that's television station or whatever. They probably like pass on the information. They like, if you're working in a Met Office, if that's a UK thing, or whatever weather company, you can sometimes like receive from weather station, like from a certain particular area, like someone works there and then gives a phone call to the company, tell what the weather will be like or whatever. I'll have to learn about that. I don't fully know about this. Next, why is it important to know future weather conditions in advance? Well, obviously with global warming, weather can even be even more unpredictable. So in advance, the consequences could be more extreme, like in 20, 30 years' time, not just in the UK, but in other places as well. It's a bigger impact, and that's why, even if it's never a guarantee you're going to get these conditions, you've got to know, like, you're either going to be safe or you're totally screwed up, for example. That's just, if you're not prepared for it, then that's why the future weather conditions, they know about higher temperatures, more rainfall, more stronger storms. That's what, it's worth checking the forecast, because unfortunately, sadly, not everyone does check the forecast and end up getting in a very risky situation with the weather, so it's worth checking that. So that's why it's very important, especially in the future, way that, since due to global warming, if it happens, then yeah, you definitely want to check more of the forecast than you usually do. When would knowing tomorrow's weather change your plans? When would knowing tomorrow's weather change your plans? Just check the weather, really. If you're having a plan, like for example going out for a park or going shopping, wet and windy weather conditions for tomorrow, probably just like limit the time, knowing the likelihood of when it will become unsettled and stuff, and yeah, that's what I would do. I can't answer fully though, I'm not too sure. Have you ever checked the weather for your city on the internet? Yes, every day, BBC Weather. What time of year is the best weather where you live? Difficult. I think probably, yeah, I'll say spring period. We get the most sunshine, and it's usually April and, yeah, usually in the spring, last few years in the UK, we have had some nice sunny days, and it warms up quite nicely when we're used to long, cold winter months. Still going to be some chilly nights, but no, I would say spring, because summer is a bit more grey. Although today it's a nice and bright day, but that's just some days in summer. But usually we get a few more nicer days in spring than it is in the summer, so that's why I say spring's the best time. Have you ever seen snow? Yes. Don't even go there. Have you ever been in a typhoon? Not answering that. But no, I've never been in a typhoon. Where do you get your weather information? Oh, clever. When I do my weather forecast for the week ahead, I do usually like follow up something on the website, but I don't take this 100% entirely. It's just my way. I come up with something which I know is probably most similar to what weather forecasters would say for the UK weather. I know when I do my weather forecast, I usually focus on my region, but that's what I usually say for the likelihood of when the weather will change and what we may expect from the weather in the next 6 to 10 days. But I just follow this from BBC Weather, but I don't copy it. I just go through it my own way. And I've been doing weather forecasting for a year and a half now, so that's where I get weather information from. 2 more. What is your favourite winter activity? Yep, I'll answer that. Skiing. That's the only winter activity I do, to be honest. Nah, just kidding. I do snowboarding as well, but not as much. Skiing's my favourite winter activity. But I don't go skiing in this country, go skiing in another place. But no, it's great. And it's, even though it's cold, you enjoy the snow and the white scenery, and even when you usually when you fall over, but not dramatically, it's the landing's quite soft. You can have snowball fights while you're having a break. That's why I say skiing's my favourite one. And last but not least, what's the hottest natural temperature, not in a sauna, you have experienced? Where and when was it, and what did it feel like? That's a great question. Yeah, I will tell you that. The hottest temperature I've ever experienced was actually 5 years ago. Went to European holiday around the cruise 5 years ago, 2012. August 7th, yeah, I know the dates. We went to Rome, Italy. The temperature exceeded close to 40 degrees Celsius. That must have been when we had that Italian heat wave. That was very uncomfortable. Humidity was fairly high, around 30, 40, 50% probably. Temperatures was close to 40 Celsius, and we know with yeah, and it felt like more like mid-40s. It was horrible. But the thing is, if you're not used to this extreme weather, you're more likely to moan than rather enjoy. So, but hey, that's the hottest temperature I've ever experienced. Hopefully in my life nothing hotter than that, or it could be. But yes, long video, but I wanted to do a special one. And guys, if you've watched this, I recommend, I'm not going to mention every channel name, but what I would do is, it's on the description. If your channel name is on the description and you're watching this, I recommend you should do the quiz as well, because once again, the link on the website is there. It's on the description as well, and just answer honest questions. It might be a long one, but it's worth doing, and that's what I've agreed to do. So there you go. A lot of editing tonight. Well, it's more about getting uploading and stuff. So, but yeah, there you go. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you didn't get too bored while reading this, but I put the captions on there so you know what it was about. And actually, yeah, I recommend it. You should do it as well. And if you do it, or after you watch my video, then comment me afterwards and tell me how you get on, and I'll see the video. So I recommend as always to you guys. Thanks for watching. Give it a like, comment, and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you got used to the new camera and stuff. If you want me to do anything planned for tomorrow, I know it's going to be a short notice. Comment below. Like if you want me to do any global weather forecasting or extreme UK weather event, or which next weather vlogging episode, then comment below. But I've got something planned for the weekend. San Francisco weather forecast for Saturday, and then weather for the weekend on Sunday, and I've got a special announcement to make afterwards. So until then, like, comment, subscribe. Hope you enjoy the content, and the storm is now out.